So Solo Leveling Season 2 is right around the corner for me. I'm currently recording this on the 3rd of January, so it comes out tomorrow, I believe. And I can't wait, because I recently binged the first season, and holy fucking shit, I wasn't expecting to enjoy that so much. It's been out for a while, I believe. It released some point last year, I believe. It might have been around April time. And a fair few of my friends couldn't stop recommending it to me. Two in particular, Callum and Dom. I think they both read it, not watched it, but I only really watch anime. It's very rare I will pick up a manga and read it. I think I did it for Jujutsu Kaisen, Spy Family, and I'm tempted to read through Down Down at the minute, as soon as Season 2's still a little bit off, 6 months, and I really want to see what happened after the cliffhanger, but we're getting off topic. So I finally gave in, watched it. Even my brother was recommending it to me at this point. And I sat down, watched the first couple episodes on the first day. This took 3 days to watch. And I thought, okay, it's got some potential, but it's also got a high chance to go steer off into a generic anime plot. But then that first and second episode, like the ending of the first episode and then like the second episode, really got me hooked. Because that was such an interesting thing. Making this video game-like world, only giving one character video game mechanics in a sense. I found that really interesting. We've seen video game animes in the past, not like adaptations, but like based on video game mechanics, such as Sword Art Online. That's a really big one, where they were in their little VR but super sized world. Then it obviously turned into a death game, but we're not talking about that. This was a really interesting twist on that trope, and so that got me a bit hooked, so I kept watching. By God, the progression of the anime was so good. Sung Jin-woo's strength and like victories kind of all felt pretty well written. Now, obviously there was one fight which I don't think this progression kind of worked as well on in the end, but for the rest of the anime, holy shit, he does so fucking well in terms of progression. You're not given these unsatisfying defeats constantly. You're not given these empty victories constantly. It already takes aspects away that I didn't like. For example, when I watched Attack on Titan, first season, I didn't like how much it felt like defeat. It felt unsatisfying, incredibly too unsatisfying to enjoy. I get that it was used to emphasize things, but I didn't like that trope. With a lot of modern shonen animes, you will see victory. They feel empty. Nobody likes someone who's too good. Even just in regular Hollywood movies, like, it's just boring. Just look at any movie starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He cannot lose. It just makes the plot predictable and boring. But this show, anime, has managed to do it perfectly, in my opinion. Other than the one little fight, spoiler warning, so I'll give you a few seconds to click off the video. But now that I've given you that time, when he fights Cerberus, I believe it was it Cerberus? It was the dog guarding the hell. I believe it was called Cerberus. That fight started off really well. He was getting his ass whooped. It was fucking brutal, like how much he was suffering. He overestimated himself massively. And then he keeps working, he perseveres, manages to get through it. It does feel a little like it goes close to the ass pull thing, but in the end it's still somewhat satisfying. And I really enjoyed that. He constantly has challenges and he manages to overcome them through hard work or just simple logic. It's great. It feels so fresh for something so simple. And I honestly cannot wait for season 2. Now, some little complaints I have is I kind of don't care about any of the other characters. I don't even remember half the names. So let's see, his sister, that one guy who's like trying to scout him, and then just the ones who just kind of sit in the background, the kind of tertiary characters who I'll give names, give like a little sentence about them, but then go off and die or just disappear forever. Their main purpose feels like it's just, oh, he's acting different, oh, he's different to before. It's just trying to emphasize the change. And then there are a few which do drive the plot. His mother is probably the main driver of this whole plot. His kind of partner in these raids, who just sits back and mines crystals, mana crystals, is also just kind of there to help drive the plot forward. He's kind of like a carriage. And then there is something going on with all the S ranks and the island, but we don't really build on too much on that this season. I'm hoping that this next season, which from seeing one from one of the arc names, is going to explore that a lot more, so we might get some more interesting characters, but that is my main complaint. Sung Jin-woo is the only interesting character other than maybe Kang, who is such a weird one for me because I watched in Japanese, and he's voiced by a character from another show I've watched called Horimiya. I watched that a couple of years ago, and it's so weird seeing this character and so Kang and Miyamura from Horimiya voiced by the same guy. But Kang was an interesting character for a little bit. It's a shame he's not used more, but overall he didn't overstay his welcome, I guess. So I did enjoy that character and his kind of moralities and whatnot. But yeah, the animation looked really good. Plot's pretty good. It's nothing overly spectacular, but it is still on the good end. Probably around 60-65%. If I were to put it on a scale of masterpiece and dogshit. Maybe even leaning close to 70, but we'll see with the next season. The music hasn't really stood out to me, which is a shame because I always enjoy good music in media. I think music really adds to things and can honestly carry something to the finish line. But other than that, yeah, it was really good. I just thought I'd put this little review out before season 2 drops tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll let you guys know what I think of it when it's finished. I believe there'll be 12 episodes, so it'll be about 3 months before I drop that review. But yeah, that's about it. Catch you next time.